Recapping on the last episode, I arrived in Sydney to board the Explorer of the Seas the day before, and Patsy, Patricia and Ben arrived 2 days before, which enabled them to have some fun at Luna Park and around the city. Patsy, Tricia and Ben are seasoned cruisers, mainly with Princess and Carnival lines, and this was their first time with Royal Caribbean. Patsy did a lot of research before choosing cabin 7500, which was offered, and it appeared to be a good compromise for costs, size and location. Marketed as a 6-berth, a family with young children would struggle to maintain a peaceful environment if they fully occupied it. As it was Christmas, Patsy very quickly set up the cabin to give it that feel. I also provided and set up a clothesline. If you're over 6'2" tall, then Houston, you have a problem. You can't fit in the bunk, and you can only just fit in a sofa converted bed. Our cabin faced forward and has twin windows. Outside is the emergency helipad. The light above the bunk is designed to hit your head as you get up. It's a handy feature if you want to knock yourself out and go back to sleep again. Sleeping at the other end means you can't reach any of the light switches. During the cruise, there were the usual tail animals. There are thousands of home videos on the internet which show the Explorer of the Seas. Some are very detailed and provide you with a deck-by-deck and facility-by-facility tour. But this isn't one of those videos. Instead, we're just going to give you an overview of how we enjoyed them. So here goes.
Washy washy, happy happy. Boom! Oh yeah!
For each of us, it was our first time on the Explorer of the Seas, so there was a good deal of exploration to be done. One of the more unique facilities on the ship was the bridge observation area. Oh, no video? Oh yeah, and do not tap on the glass. The lighting system in the promenade is just amazing. They seem to be able to create any colour scheme. The promenade's resident musician was interesting, with his 7-string guitar. The bass string was a B string.
Just take the whole of readings and sort them out.
As well as internal elevators, there were external elevators which were fun to ride.
Sort of reminds you of one of the shopping malls in Melbourne. Oh, the back. There's another big truck. Another big truck.
Rather than using the walking track or even the comprehensive gym, I preferred to play table tennis, the 3 tables being fully occupied all of the time, which meant that I could always get a game. The ship has an ice skating rink, and we attended one of the spectacular shows. The main theatre, of course, had shows every night, and we attended almost all of them. By slowing down the video to frame by frame, I was easily able to see how the magician performed the illusion. Can you guess? And so the partying went on night after night. Food, wine and dancing.
What else you want me to do?
Fortunately for us, there's a chapel where we can confess our indulgences. It was here that I put on my religious side so that I could get a confession out of Ben. Now, are you going to tell the truth? Do you have any confessions to make?
Yeah, I do. I had bacon for breakfast.
Oh, that's a terrible sin. That'll be 20 Holy Marys, please.
Okay.
Some of the other places we visited were the Flow Rider, the Rock Climbing Wall, Father Christmas, the Games Arcade, and Ben and Trisha played mini golf. So now, for the final part of our presentation, let's check out the food and drink. The Coke machine is a modern miracle. It has more electronics in it than liquid, and it could recognise the chip in Ben's cup and dispense the drinks package that was paid for. Good coffee was complimentary, unlike on P&O cruises. Ice cream is another complimentary item. Nice. I put on 2 kilograms on this cruise, and it's going to take me 2 months to get it off. This is only for children, you realise?
I am a child, can't you tell?
Maybe mentally.
Yeah,
I'm 8 years old, leave me alone.
I can see that.
4 plus 4 is 8.
Yeah. Cake after cake just rolled out of that galley, and toward the end of the cruise I was starting to get a bit fooded out. Can I have just a tiny weeny bit? Just only very small, really small. Oh, that's too big. Half of that will be fine. Alright, thank you. Of the 8 dining options, 4 are complimentary, and although Royal Caribbean doesn't pretend to be a gourmet dining cruise line, there's a good selection of healthy and vegetarian options across all establishments. In this respect, I felt that P&O was better value for money, and the others felt that Princess Cruises and Carnival lines were better options. Of course, in general, we are comparing excellent with more excellent, although we were very disappointed with 2 of the paid meals, and more about that in a minute. The Johnny Rockets restaurant allows you to step back in time to the 1950s, when jukeboxes were at every table and dinner menus were packed with American favourites like burgers, fries and shakes. The sweeping multi-level main dining room is truly spectacular. It serves multi-course meals for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We would always opt for shared dining to meet new and interesting people. We prided ourselves in being able to set new norms for normality. On Deck 11, the Windjammer Buffet restaurant has an assortment of global cuisines and American favourites. There were 2 specialty dinners which we paid $120 per person per meal for. Now that's a huge amount of money for a dinner when you're a New Zealander, especially for a super budget conscious traveller like me. The first dinner was at the Chops Grill for Christmas Eve. The theme of the restaurant is a Chicago atmosphere, serving juicy steaks and fresh seafood. We decided to order the marine lobster for dinner, which turned out to be dry and stringy, certainly the worst cooked lobster we had ever experienced in our lives. However, the rest of the meal was great.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Precious.
Okay.
My precious.
Now, what am I meant to be reading?
This row?
And so that was Chops Grill. Stick with the steak would be our view. The second paid for dinner was at Giovanni's restaurant, and this was on the next evening, Christmas evening. The restaurant has an Italian theme, and the menu is presented in the form of a scroll, which is hard to read in the dim light. Fortunately, LED candles are available.
Anchovies, letting go.
We noted that lobster was on the menu also in this restaurant, and as we were lobster-gated the previous night, we decided to check with another guest who was about to finish dining how their lobster was. They said it was great, so we ordered it.
Here's the crab ravioli, yeah? The gnocchi.
The lobster was awful, lobster-gated again, and that's when we discovered that specialty dinners like this are made in a common kitchen. Flip-top lobster, is
It actually looks like they've got a piece of fish and just plonked on top of the lobster shell. To my brain.
Because
Right.
they told
Right.
me that it would not be grilled like that.
It's seasonally.
Could be Donald Trump's hairpiece.
Oh. No, that's what's underneath.
Right.
Mine's Donald Trump's hairpiece.
So fussy.
Hello everybody.
The rest of the dinner was great. The moral of the story is, stick to the Italian dishes.
My glasses.
The shopping
Like
glasses.
his glasses. We can't get
Yeah.
champagne in these ones.
Shopping.
That's right, the glasses are missing.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year, etc.
Yeah.
Bon appetit.
Yeah,
Nefertiti's.
that's the one.
Merry Christmas.
A fizzer. That's what they call it. They call that a fizzer.
Call a man with a paper bag on his head.
I give up.
Russell.
Oh,
Egg Russells. Yep.
great.
I just reckon that's really cool.
Beautiful, yeah. Enjoy. Yeah. The feelable, yeah. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you. And so our ship life went on for 12 days. What a great time we had.